Hey everyone, if you're a US citizen or a permanent resident and you've got plans to travel to Cuba or are even just thinking about it, you need to hear this. We're talking about a critical security alert. Things have changed on the ground there, and honestly, being prepared is more important than ever. So let's break down exactly what you need to know. Right off the bat, I want to be clear. This isn't just a rumor or speculation. This is a direct, official security alert coming straight from the US Embassy in Cuba. They are formally warning travelers about a noticeable rise in theft and, this is the key part, the extortion of essential travel documents like green cards and passports. So first things first, let's get really specific about who this alert is for. The embassy is pointing this warning squarely at travelers with U.S. passports and at permanent residents, green card holders. If that's you, then these are definitely precautions you're going to want to pay close attention to. Now, to really get what's going on, you have to realize this is about more than just a simple theft. There's a whole dynamic at play here, and it's fueling this very specific type of crime all across the island. And this is so important to understand. These aren't just a few isolated incidents happening in one touristy area. Nope. The embassy's alert is based on a growing number of reports coming in from all different provinces. That tells us this is a widespread and, unfortunately, a growing trend. The crime itself is really a two-part punch. First, there's the theft, the robo, right? That's when your documents are actually taken. But then comes the second part, the extorsión. This is where the criminals contact you and demand a ransom to get your own documents back. You basically get victimized twice. So you might be asking, why is this happening now? Well, according to the embassy, it's all connected to the really tough economic situation in Cuba. That crisis has led to a general spike in crime. We're talking everything from car break-ins and purse snatchings to even more violent crimes. In this kind of environment, your U.S. travel documents have suddenly become a very valuable target. Okay, so knowing the risk, what can you actually do to protect yourself? Let's talk about the proactive steps you can take. The U.S. Embassy has laid out some very clear advice. The basics. Keep your documents locked up in a safe, don't carry them around unless you absolutely have to, and make sure you have digital copies saved somewhere secure. But pay really close attention to that last point. Avoid offering rewards. I know it might feel like the first thing you'd want to do, but authorities are stressing that paying ransoms just pours fuel on the fire and encourages more of this exact crime. But okay, let's talk about the worst-case scenario. What if it happens to you? The most important thing is not to panic. There is a clear step-by-step process to follow that will help you get home safely. And this isn't just government advice. It's being echoed by legal experts. Immigration lawyers are crystal clear on this. Do not engage. Do not pay. Your first and only move should be to contact the authorities and the U.S. Embassy, period. So you have two immediate priorities. Number one, report the theft to the local Cuban police, the PNR. That police report is absolutely critical. Number two, contact the U.S. Embassy right away. They're your lifeline in this situation, and they're there to help. And all of this leads to probably the biggest question you'd have. Without my green card, without my passport, how on earth do I get home? Let's walk through what that process actually looks like. And here's the reassuring answer: yes, you can get home. You will not be stranded there. But the absolute key to making that happen is that official police report you filed. Everything hinges on it. So the journey home starts right there in Cuba with that police report and your call to the embassy. Then, when you get to the U.S. border, immigration officers can issue a temporary permit to let you back into the country. Once you're safely home, then you can start the process of applying for your replacement documents. So look, if you remember nothing else from this whole breakdown, please remember this. The police report is everything. It is not just a piece of paper. It is your official proof, it's what unlocks assistance from the embassy, and it's what ensures you can get back to the U.S. smoothly. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? In the world we live in today, where situations on the ground can change so fast, this alert really makes you think. Is being super prepared, with digital copies, with emergency plans, is that just a good idea, a precaution? Or has it actually become an absolute, non-negotiable necessity for traveling anywhere? It's something to really consider before you book that next trip.